Welcome everyone. Welcome to this week's healing meditation. This meditation is designed to complement the angel message for this week beginning Monday the 2nd of May 2022. Can you believe we're in May already? Now, what this angel message was all about, it's given essentially that we are moving through an eclipse energy portal. And so this eclipse portal began with the previous full moon. We just had the solar eclipse, new moon solar eclipse this weekend, and we'll be moving into the full moon lunar eclipse at the 15th, 16th of May. And then the eclipse portal will close in the following new moon at the end of May. And so we're moving through this energy. And so the message for this week was all about how we need to ground our bodies, but also we need to calm our minds and soothe our souls. So I want to say that, while I am recording, we're still in this, of course, eclipse portal. You do not have to be within the eclipse portal. Like if you come to this meditation at another time and this meditation calls to you, then that's the perfect time for you. I know that the meditation that came through last week, which was grounding our tree of life, I have been doing that every day, sometimes 2-3 times a day, and it really has helped to ground and soothe my nervous system, particularly during this time where there's lots of energy. And this is the point of the angel message of what they're saying this week as well, is that while last week we were able to ground our bodies, this week what we're going to do is calm our minds and soothe our souls. And you'll notice that I'm still coughing because the asthma has been triggered. But when I do the meditation, and I haven't done it today, so I notice that it gets worse when I don't do it. So I'll be interested to see what comes through in today's meditation. So in connecting with this energy and in calming our minds and soothing our souls, what the keepers, and actually the message came through with the energy of the Council of Light also, and I'll speak about them a bit later, but let's connect with the actual message first. It talked about the mind body, and some people will refer to the body mind. For me, it just rolls off my tongue as mind body, and it was talking about how the mind is just not here in the head, like we think of the brain as just being here in the head and that's it. And it's like basically the body's just something to carry around our heads. And often we have this kind of sense in our culture. It's like, we only value what's up here in our heads. But what is interesting is that, of course, our nervous system is distributed throughout our bodies. And if you understand this from a neurobiological perspective, then you'll understand that our brains is not just what's in our head. You may think of it as only what's in our skull, but there is a two-way feedback, not just from the body and to the brain, but the nervous system, you can think of it as an extension of the brain moving throughout the body. And so that's one element of this. And you can think of it as an embodied brain rather than just an enskulled brain. The other thing, even from a neurobiological perspective, Dan Siegel is a psychiatrist who has studied not only the brain and child development and attachment research, but also how mindfulness affects the brain. And he has written many books, and I've read many of them and studied his work. And he even talks about how the mind is not even what's in the body, but can also be something that evolves between people. So that's a whole other thing there. So there's lots to explore about what is the mind, where is it even located. There's a sense of it, if there's something beyond just what's us, singular, that there can be an energy exchange certainly with other people, and the mind can be within this container of relationship as well. So that's a whole other discussion, but for today we're going to be looking at the mind body, because then from there the message was that we can move into mind body spirit, and of course spirit being connecting to spirit, and our spirit at the spirit level is our higher self. So when we connect with our higher selves, we are really then the three-part being of mind body spirit. Now of course the heart is within all of that. When we talk about mind body, the heart is an integral part of that. When we can understand the heart, even from a Chinese medicine perspective, the heart is the emperor, but without the connection to the body, of course, then the heart how does that heart even connect into the mind? So when we're connecting to calming the mind, the message was we need to ground the body so we can calm the mind, and we need to calm the mind so we can ground the body. And there's a two-way process, just like there's a two-way feedback, not just from the brain to the body, but from the body to the mind to the brain. And then we have the gut brain, there's 100 million neurons around our gut, and there are lots of messages that are conveyed from the gut back up into the head brain, if you want to think of it in that way. And of course then there is all the neurotransmitters that are made in the gut, so like your oxytocin, your love hormone, serotonin, your happiness hormone, dopamine, your pleasure hormone, and so on and so forth. Then you have the heart brain, and of course there are neural networks around the heart as well, and the electromagnetic field around the heart is many times more powerful compared to even the head brain. So it's really, really interesting when we start to unpack how all of this works in terms of how we operate and why we need to connect into our bodies. And that's why I talk about embodiment and look at embodied spirituality, because anything that is not embodied means that we are actually not one whole being. It's like we start to split from ourselves. So my work is all about coming into unity with ourselves so that we can connect to our true selves, our higher selves, and all the smaller parts of ourselves can be connected with us also. So we're not fragmented beings, but whole beings. So the crystal that came through for this week is the Selenite Sphere. Now, if you've been following along, you may recall that this Selenite Sphere actually came through for another weekly meditation. It's the Global Peace meditation that we have done. And that's a meditation that you can still connect with, of course. And if I recall correctly, I think we connected with Archangel Metatron with this particular piece. Now, I don't feel that in this meditation that it will be specific to Archangel Metatron. It feels that we'll be connecting into the angelic realms in general, but we'll see what comes through, because I don't always know what comes through. Is once keepers start and we channel them, then they bring what's going to come through. And of course it's always what's perfect for what we're needing. So the meditation will support us as we move through this eclipse portal, but will also support you at any time when you're needing to calm your mind. And you can then look also back at last week's meditation at grounding your body, and I can say it's possibly been one of my favorite ones so far, because it's been so effective in calming my body, grounding my nervous system, and I've had very distinct improvements in my physical symptoms. And I've had other people say the same thing, which has been really wonderful to hear. So these meditations I wish to remind you, are designed for you to come back to at any time. Like I said, the other one was gentle enough to do every day, and I've been doing in some cases a few times a day, and it's only 15 minutes long, so you don't have to sit there for an hour doing a meditation. But then you can also then just feel intuitively which meditation you need to connect in with. So that's something that I also do. It's become part of my bedtime routine, is we intuit which meditation we're going to do before we go to sleep, and then we fall asleep and we're out for the night. Now, before I start with this meditation, just want to mention again about the energies of selenite. Now, selenite connects with the diamond white ray of light. It does connect with the angelic realms, can connect to Archangel Metatron, as I mentioned, and it really does connect to the higher realms, to spirit, to the divine. It's really about bringing the light through, and I've spoken about selenite as being crystallized light, and about beaming this light into our bodies and beaming our light into the earth. So this is my son is singing in the background. I hope you don't hear him. So this is the energy of selenite. It's very calming, very soothing. So there's the energy of a sense of peace. So I hope that comes through in the meditation. Now, this particular piece is not for sale, but I have lots of selenite, not necessarily as spheres, but as towers and as selenite beams. So that being said, I'm going to call in the keepers. What I will say about the Council of Light, the Council of Light have been working with me most intensely the past few weeks. We always call upon them and connect with them, and have been doing so for years. But it's like I'm coming more online with them since I was activated a few weeks ago, as I was doing more. I was facilitating one of my own workshops, the Integrated Human and Divine workshop. And I have felt their energy overlay with the keepers in a couple of the angel messages that have been coming through, and they've also been coming through in some of the sessions more strongly. Now, anything that comes through is designed to be exactly what you are needing. So we'll see what's coming through. I thought I'd just mention that because they may come through more strongly in this meditation. I don't know, but we'll certainly be connecting with them, yeah, we'll see what comes through, if they come through in terms of the meditation. Now, when we talk about the councils of light, there are many councils, not just one. This is certainly a planetary council, but we have our own council of light. It's different from our guides because they're not always personal to us, in the sense that they're guiding us through our life, but they often are the ones that they may support us in our pre-birth planning, or in the interlife, in developing our soul's plan, our divine blueprint. So there's a higher oversight, if you want to think of it in that way, around our life, the planet, and so forth. And so that kind of higher oversight, there's certainly, it's a stronger energy, can be more powerful. When I first ever connected to the Council of Light in, I think it was 2018, I was knocked off my feet. I had to lie down. It was so strong, I could barely even get words out. So if you can understand, there's been, as we all go through our process, and I still do, we continue to evolve. So energetically, I continue to evolve to be able to connect to energy, to bring it through. And I'm certainly not the same person I was in 2018 as I am now. I'm not the same person from last year, or even a few months ago. We're constantly evolving, and so it'll be interesting to see what comes through in any case. So I just thought I mentioned that to you. We could have a whole discussion on the Council of Light, but that's not what this week's meditation is all about. So a reminder that not to do this meditation while you're driving or operating heavy machinery, to drink lots of water afterwards, and I'll meet you on the other side. So calling in the keepers of the keys. We are ready for you, as we welcome you all, dear ones, to this week's healing meditation. As you move through this eclipse portal, this energy portal that opens you up to your soul, to your divine blueprint, to your higher self. And so we call in and connect with the higher selves of all who participate in this meditation and the eternal moment of now. As we gather a symphony of light with Aria, Vicky's divine collective, and Araya, her higher self, together with the councils of light, the archangels and the angelic realms, Melchizedek and the order of Melchizedek, and the Christed beings of light. Father, Mother, God, the great central source, the great central sun, the great white rose, as we bring through a pillar of light to you and through the temple of Blue Volcano, moving through your bodies, allowing it to open you, flow through you, connect into the earth, through the lower chakras and the crystalline grids, to connect into the heart of Gaia, and to return in an ever-continuing circulation of light, filling your body and expanding through your energy field, reaching to the outer edges of your energy field, connecting up through the upper chakras and the lower ones, to form and create a sacred vessel, container for this session for you. As we connect with the Selenite Sphere and connect with its divine consciousness and bring it through you and to you, surrounding and enveloping you and filling you up from the inside out, filling your entire energy field and going wherever it needs to go. Connecting through the minds, through the crown, third eye, moving through the face and the head, connecting to Bina, the energy center at the back of the head, at the base, through the back of the neck, into Gavora, through the throat, into the heart triangle of the tree of life, and connecting down into the lower triangle of the tree of life, bringing a calming energy, a grounding energy, allowing things to slow down, to connect into the earth, allowing excess energy to run off into the earth. So that we become one with it. You are held in a sacred space between heaven and earth, as if you are all there is. Even while you are surrounded by the companies of heaven, by the divine light, the highest light, the Ein Sof Or, the purest light. A light from the great central sun, the great white rose. Move into this internal moment of stillness. Like all is blank around you, empty but for the light. Empty but for the love. As this energy moves through your energy fields, helping to return all to the light. This light now moves into your bodies. Through your cells, through your multidimensional DNA. As we open pathways from within your body, to connect head brain to gut brain, and both to the heart. As that expands through the heart triangle, opening you up to all that is. For when you may open your hearts, you may ground your minds, dropping your minds into your hearts, releasing all that is in resistance to this, all that no longer serves you, and that is no longer in your best and highest good. Continuing to open the pathways within you. Within your head, within your body. So you may become an integrated mind-body. And ultimately an integrated mind-body spirit. As the soul interfaces with the body, it is welcomed home into your body and through your body. Integrated with you rather than being displaced. Welcome home, dear ones, back into your bodies. Know that you are supported. Know that you are deeply held, witnessed, seen, heard, understood, and deeply felt. Allow it to open your body more to the light of your soul, the light of the divine. The light of Ein Sof Or. The divine Sophia. And the light of Christ consciousness. Know that your higher selves know what is in your best and highest good, and it is held within your divine blueprint. As you allow what is ready to be birthed into your physical experience with ease and with grace. And release all impediments. also with ease and grace. And so we welcome you, dear ones, into this sacred space, this sacred vessel, like an eternal womb, holding you between heaven and earth, where you may care for your bodies, where you may access the light that is within. Come home to your bodies. I know that heaven truly is a place on earth. And so it is. Welcome back, everyone. How are you all feeling? Feel deeply relaxed. I hope you do too. I feel like I can just kick back, lie back, relax. Very different from last week, but also, well, I want to say grounding, but not grounding. Certainly calming, certainly soothing. I'm not sure yet what to call this meditation. I'll have to be guided by them and channel a title. But for you, let me know how you go, if you're needing support afterwards. Let me know how you experience the meditation and see how you connect with this. It was certainly something that was different. I experienced it differently anyway. I don't feel like I have anything more to say except be gentle with yourselves, everyone, dear ones, as we move through this eclipse portal. Remember to ground, to calm, to soothe, and remember that there is so much love here from you, for you, from the divine and all that who come through. So from my heart to yours, I'm sending you all much love.